Have you ever felt like life has just lost its rhythm? Like you're running on empty, doing all the things, but something just isn't clicking? You might be stuck in the shadow of dislocation. And the good news is, you're not broken, you're just being invited back into flow. Let me tell you a story about a weaver who lost her inspiration and found her soul's compass in the silence. At this point, please close your eyes and visualize the story I am about to share. In a quiet river where rivers sang to the stars, lived a young weaver named Solina. Her tapestries were vibrant and intricate, capturing the movements of the seasons and whisperings of the wind. But one day, Solina woke with silence inside, a stillness that wasn't peaceful, but a void. Her loom no longer called to her. The threads got tangled. She felt dislocated. Villagers noticed the change, and they said, "Go to the Oracle of the North Wind. She knows the maps of purpose." With little but a walking staff and frayed hope, Selina climbed cold ridges, crossed forests that pulsed with the unseen eyes. With little but a walking staff and frayed hope, Selina climbed cold ridges and crossed forests that pulsed with unseen eyes. At last, she reached the oracle, a blind woman who tended a garden of weeds and wildflowers. "I've lost my path," said Selena. "I don't know what I'm here to weave." And the oracle laughed gently. "You seek direction like a stone seeks to fly. Then how will I find it?" The oracle handed her a smooth obsidian compass with no markings. "This shows no destination, only presence. When you are still, it sings, but when you force it to guide you, it will fall silent." Solina didn't understand. Still, she carried it. Days passed. She tried to read signs in the clouds, leaves, dreams, but the compass remained silent. Frustrated, she shouted at it during a thunderstorm. "Tell me what to do." Silence. Soaked and exhausted, she finally gave up. Sitting by a stream, she let herself cry, not the angry tears of trying, but the soft surrender of being. And that stillness, the compass hummed, soft, melodic, warm. A feeling bloomed in her chest, not a voice or a vision, but a knowing. She returned to her village, but not to resume weaving. Instead, she wandered with her loom to new places, creating with no agenda. Her tapestries now held the silence of the rain and the song of the forest. People wept when they saw them, not for sadness, but recognition. Solina never again sought the map. She had become her own compass. The moral of the story is, when we surrender our need to control or understand life through force, the quiet voice of truth begins to rise. The feminine principle doesn't direct us like a map. It invites us to feel our way forward through presence and trust. We are never truly lost. We are only unfamiliar with the silence where our inner compass begins to sing. Again, the key message here is, when we surrender our need to know what's next, the next step often arrives. The shadow and its traps. Here's a breakdown of the shadow of dislocation. The repressive side is lost. One waits for others to give them direction. The next one is the reactive side, regimented. One forces life to obey their plan. Both stem from the same root, fear of trusting life. But here is where it gets good. The turning point. The path of the gift of orientation starts with stillness. Stillness is not laziness, it's power waiting to be directed. In your practice of stillness, you can use 432 hertz tones jasmine oil, and maybe perhaps stillness walks. Note that the less you force things, the more you may find signs that you're doing things right or you're in your flow. And that can mean you see repeat numbers or specific symbols, or you have repeat dreams. There's a consistency to things that keep coming up. So, or a song that plays regularly and you didn't realize how much you've been hearing that song, but searching the lyrics might provide you the message that you needed to hear. All of these are synchronicities and they increase as you let go of your rigid plans. Because the most aligned action comes not from pressure, but from your own presence. Here's the part where transmuting the shadow reveals the gift in City. The gift from transmuting the shadow is orientation. You suddenly, you just know when it's time to move. You follow your nudges. Life becomes more intuitive. And as you repeat that process and life becomes increasingly intuitive, you feel like you're connecting to something much larger than yourself. And is a relationship that maybe you've lost connection to, but now you're regaining it. And that grace is of unity. You realize you were never apart from the greater plan from you. You are the plan and you are the field of consciousness, just needing to remove some filters so you can see clearly along your path. For those interested in doing deeper personal alchemy and wish to have a means of accelerating an understanding of shadow work, over the last 3 to 5 years, I have collected a wealth of information from various esoteric systems, namely the I Ching, human design, gene keys, the chakra systems, and astrology, as well as integrating them with the human genetic code. And in this chart, you will find the details of all the different shadows, all the different fears, the specific fears that fuel those specific shadows, all 64, all in relationship to each codon. And in this wheel, you will find 4 legends on each corner because they can't all fit on one corner or one side to make it a nice, evenly balanced square. So here is the statements from each zodiac sign, so you can see. And then we have the legend for each chakra. You'll notice that there are more than 7, and because there are more than 7, because it is including the spleen as a means to detect threats. So there's an intuitional center there. There's also a center of willpower called the thyroid, because when we are born, the thyroid is literally almost, if not as big as our heart. So we have to accommodate that. And on the other side of this, you will also find an understanding of the I Ching, hexagram system, the different trigrams, the relationship to the three-dimensional plane, the yin and the yang, and how each of the 6 lines are affiliated with different archetypes, thanks to the human design and or gene key system. And lastly, you will also find the human genetic sequence chart for all the amino acids associated with the human genetic code. But furthermore, you will also find in this chart all the different zodiacs, all 12, mixed with the human design gene key chart. Bear with me, my graphics card is not as fast as other people's on their computer, but you will see all the different fears, all the different shadows, and how they relate to each chakra in those colorful little dots. So you can see how it affects each energy center in the body and how each of them have their own repressive and reactive statements because there are 6 expressions in each challenge. Therefore, you will also find those 6 lines in there, all with their own repressive and reactive statements, their associated dilemmas from that specific shadow, which eventually will clear up. The gift from making the right choices regularly and practicing that gift with its own unique self-empowerment statement. So as you learn to vacate the trapped emotions such as sadness, fear, anger, shame, and guilt, and you reorient towards true self-alignment and honoring the intuition and inner authority that you possess, it will lead you towards the grace specific to that challenge. So if you would like to learn more about this and or you would like to download this file for your own personal means of translating your specific challenges in the human design system or in the gene key system, it is all there for you. All you have to go is to my website and download this PDF file. It's about 50 megabytes in size. I hope you enjoy this and hope you enjoy this brief glimpse into this massive PDF with all the details about all the specific challenges you'll have in your personal self-realization path. In order to find this PDF, a link will be found down below in the description of the YouTube video. When using that elaborate and vast chart of information, you can use the human design apps found in the App Store on Google Play so that you can choose whichever speaks to you most. And as you choose whichever human design app works best for you, you can then use that towards the chart. So you get your information and your numbers. And then after that, you can use the chart as reference. For example, I use the human design app, which helps me see the specific numbers that I need to see in the top right-hand corner. The red are the unconscious. These are the ones that were imprinted when the soul decided to remain anchored in the body about 90 days before you were born, between the second and the third trimester. The black numbers indicate the conscious, more aware challenges that you know you have in your current life, based on your survival challenges and your adversities currently going on in your life. You can also find that same application in the Human Design App Store for iPhone and or iOS before you start using the chart that you have purchased online. Thank you very much. And if you ever need more information on this and you wanted a free consultation in understanding the current challenges in your life and how it relates to human design, feel free to reach out through the links below. You can also visit thegenekeys.com. There, you will also find a different kind of chart. It relates to the same challenges and same numerical sequences as found in the I Ching and Human Design. And there you'll be able to find a free profile link where you can then enter in your personal information in this field and then have a look at your specific gene key profiles and understand your genus sequence, your Venus sequence in opening up your heart, your love sequence, prosperity, and finding inner harmony. Thank you for watching this short introduction into the Wheel of Evolutionary Change and the chart that I've shown you in brief. And hopefully through those apps and through this PDF, you will find a way to decode the challenges you face and understand how to make the best choices for you and everyone you were meant to impact positively in your life. Now back to the shadow work and the evolutionary change in this video. If this video resonated with you, subscribe for more shadow work series content based on the gene keys in human design. Down below, you'll also find a description that if you really like what I said and it really struck a chord with you, and maybe you want to talk one-on-one, my email's down below. You can also join my meetup groups on divination systems where I go into more depth regarding this. You can also get a free 45-minute session with me just for me to get to know you a little better, read your chart, and then maybe if you really want to pinpoint certain challenges with me, then you can go ahead and proceed. And if we're the right fit, you can invest in my services and we'll see where it goes from there. But I can assure you, I feel very confident that I can help you experience a transformation in the parts of your life you wish so deeply to have happen. You can even leave a comment down below about where in your life do you feel disconnected or dislocated, and how do you want to feel instead. I'll reply to your comments as quickly as I can. Links to all my meetup groups are in the description below.